Document F, the People of Hymns. Content notes. Before this battle, the United Muslim Army had fought against the Sassanid Persian Empire and successfully taken modern-day Iraq. Even so, the Battle of Yarmouk is seen as a turning point. With this victory, the Muslims took over the lands of present-day Syria and Palestine. This was the beginning of the transformation from a smaller, local power to a larger, regional power. Prior to the battle, the Muslims had taken the town of Hims in Syria, and the people there paid a land tax to them. This was the beginning of the jizya. Few Byzantine sources exist for this battle, and therefore it is hard to verify the accuracy of the numbers given in this document. As a result, contemporary and modern estimates of the troop size vary greatly. The Battle of Yarmouk took place near the Yarmouk River, which today forms the boundary between Syria and Jordan. The Muslim forces were greatly outnumbered. Today's estimates claim that between 25,000 and 40,000 Muslims fought against up to 100,000 Byzantine soldiers. However, the Muslims, united under a strong leader, had greater familiarity with the terrain and used superior battle tactics. In addition, the day before the battle, a terrible sandstorm blew in from the desert. The Arabs had more experience with such brutal conditions and were able to drive the confused Byzantine forces into a network of ravines where they were slaughtered. By the time Islam began to spread, Christianity was centuries old, and deep divisions had occurred among Christians. The Byzantine Church harshly persecuted the Christians of Egypt and Syria, whom it viewed as heretics. Similarly, the Sassanid rulers of Persia often persecuted people who were not Zoroastrian. As a result, many Jews and Christians in the Middle East preferred Muslim rule. Muslim women also helped in the fight. When their army retreated, the women in the camps fought against the Byzantines, some using pots and tent poles, inspiring the men to return to the front lines. Document F. Source: Ahmad ibn Jabir al-Baladuri, The Origin of the Islamic State, circa 850 CE. Note: in the year 636, the Byzantine Emperor Heraclius gathered an army at the Yarmouk River in Syria to resist the expansion of Islam. The people of Hims are the Syrians, non-Muslims who had been under Byzantine rule. This account was written by the Arabic Muslim historian al-Baladuri around 200 years after the battle. Special note: Muslim is spelled M-O-S-L-E-M in some countries. Heraclius gathered a large Byzantine army, numbering about 200,000. This army he put under the command of one of his choice men. The Muslims gathered together and the Byzantine army marched against them. The battle they fought at Al-Yarmouk was one of the fiercest and bloodiest kind. In this battle, 24,000 Muslims took part. The Byzantines and their followers in the battle tied themselves to each other by chains so that no one might set his hope on flight. By Allah's help, some 70,000 of them were put to death. When Heraclius massed his troops against the Muslims and the Muslims heard that they were coming to meet them at Al-Yarmouk, the Muslims refunded to the inhabitants of Hims the land tax they had taken from them, saying, "We are too busy to support and protect you, take care of yourselves." But the people of Hims replied, "We like your rule and justice far better than the state of oppression and tyranny in which we were. The army of Heraclius we shall indeed repulse from the city." Saying this, they closed the gates of the city and guarded them, where by Allah's help the unbelievers were defeated and the Muslims won. They opened the gates of their cities, went out with the singers and music players who began to play, and paid the land tax.